like so many things, that's a problem for future me. And welcome back to the Create Mod here on Music Free Gaming. I'm out here at my base, and I've realized that it is time to get on a project I've been putting off for some time. I need to work on the outside of my base. I've spent all this time working on, tree factories over there, the redstone factory over there, mob farms and stuff. But all of my stuff here in this workshop, the crushing wheel and the little furnace dealy bob and all of these things, they're really just sitting out here in the open. And it's kind of sucks. I mean, it works, but I think it's time to actually put up some walls, maybe even put in a ceiling. That would be a thing. And see if maybe I'll be able to make this just a little bit better. The first part of this project is going to be really, really boring, both for me and for you. So I'm not going to make you all watch it, but it's also going to be boring because it's going to look boring. I'm going to start, and I'm just going to surround this with a jungle wood plank wall. Now, I've always been of the opinion that if you're going to build something, start boring. Give yourself a canvas to work with, and then once that's all in place, you know what your shape is, you know where interesting spots are, you know where you're going to place blocks in correctly, that type of thing. Then you can come back through and do your decorating. Now, I have spots marked out here for where I would put in windows similar to what I have over there. Obviously, on the inside, they may or may not matter quite so much. So it's something I'm going to have to play with here a little bit to try to figure out how I want this all to work. As the sun is setting out there in the distance, I now have a couple of walls in and around anyway. Now I've stopped here because I'm not entirely sure how I want to come in and connect up with the fence area here that's got my wheat farm. And this one house, this is the last house left of the village that was here when I moved in. This was actually my starter house. So I don't entirely want to tear it down. I kind of like having it here. I may want to come in and just make this part of the design. So for now, I'm going to leave this area open. And we'll see what else is going to happen. I think, though, the next thing that's going to happen is I want to get some of the roof over, right? And I've been using the acacia planks to run some roof across. And you see over here, I kind of stopped as I was going through, partly just because I got bored at the time and wanted to figure out what was happening around this area before I continued the roof. But I've got a couple of problems I'm going to have to sort out, and one of them is what to do with this windmill, which is what powers my elevator. And I think there's some stuff I want to do with that little farming tower. And I have a couple of ideas, but I think I'll get back to that here in a little bit. For now, let's just get a roof on and we'll see how things are looking. So as I'm getting the roof around, you kind of see the problem I'm going to have, right? As I bring this roof this way, well, it doesn't make sense for the windmill to be dipping in and out of the roof. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend the windmill arm, or at least whatever it's connected to. I'm going to bring that out this way and build some stuff sort of maybe around it, or probably actually have it stick out from the building here a little bit, and then maybe bring some of this roof here that's on top of it down and build a little bit of an interface of some sort with the rest of this flat top. I think this is going to work for the windmill. Now, don't worry about the wall, that little random piece of acacia wood that's over there. For now, that's in place, and the windmill is now sticking out of the side. Here, let me fly over there real quick and just maybe if I can. I'm in my iron farm. I can't figure out what I'm doing. I brought the shaft out to the windmill bearing through this area here, and then I just put a little iron girder to give it a support. I mean, obviously it's Minecraft. Minecraft doesn't care. But I think it looks a little bit nicer. And I continued the deep slate, polished deep slate blocks across. So I've got a fairly nice look to that. Now, as I roof over the rest of this, right, this part is easy. My farming tower is going to be a little bit more of a challenge because I want to be able to see the tower from the inside. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of something there to make that work. But for now, I just have a lot of slab placing ahead of me. All right, so I've got a bunch of the roof done over here, and this little building is basically just here as for a connection for the power, right? So I've got this line from the power plant that runs right over this way. Remember, it just ran in and ran straight down? Well, now I've got it plugged in over here. Now, I don't have a support for this one. It's a little bit shorter, so I didn't quite feel like I needed it. But I still might come in and add a little bit of something. I've got a little bit of a problem just with the shape of the slabs and stuff, but I think we're okay there for now. As I've been expanding the roof out, I was looking at this building, which was the windmill setup, right? And remember, the windmill was just those two chunks, right? And so it had this slanted roof dealy bob. Well, I don't think that slant is working for me anymore. And it had these cool little cobblestone wall bits. So I think I want to come in and I want to add those back. I'm not entirely sure how I want this to work, right? If I want to maybe just put these on the sides here like that, or maybe slide them in one more. That might, I think that would look a little bit better just because of the number of blocks that are here. So if I were to take this out, we'll go ahead and slap those back in, and then I can put the walls in like that. And that's looking a little bit better. Yeah, I know it's a little funky because I still have this bit here. Remember, that's the support beam for the elevator. And that's fine. I can go ahead and leave it that way. Now it's just going to be a matter of sorting out the roof. And so that's not going to be hard, right? So I'll just extend it like I did here. So it's more of an A-frame rather than sort of a slanty roof deal. Remember, this one is sticking out because of the windmill bearing. Yeah, and I think that's going to work. Now, the other thing I've done, and I'm not happy with it, but for the moment, I've just extended the roof so it's a block away from the farms here. Yeah, I'm not thrilled with this setup. Partly because when I'm down here, I can't see anything. So I think what I may end up doing is spreading this out, probably putting in some glass blocks around the outside here so I can look up a little bit more and see the tower, just because I think it looks cool. Yeah, so that's a problem for future me. Present me needs to get up here and fix this little building here. That's looking a little bit better. Again, this is a little weird, but I'm okay with it. What I'm not okay with is the torches that I'm having to spam all around the outside of the roof here to keep mobs from spawning. Like so many things, that's a problem for future me. In the meantime, I think this is doing okay, right? I've got lots more to place coming around the outside here. And then I think if I can come around here, get over the villager breeder and over this way, I think that'll be good for the roof for today. And then I really need to make some changes to this little farming stack. Thanks to the power of editing, the ceiling is all done, or the roof is all done. I suppose it's the ceiling from the other side. Or at least all the slabs are in place. Now, again, I don't know what I'm going to do for this area around the tower. But I'm going to be doing some work on the tower here in a minute, so I'm okay with it being open for now. And then, of course, this side still needs something. I need to figure out what I'm going to do and how I'm going to cover this farm and all of that fun stuff. So, that's all going to have to wait. For now, I think it's doing okay. We've got the little pop-up dealy bobs there. I know there's a name for those. Oops, well, This would be easier perhaps just with FreeCam. But those are looking nice up on top. And now the other thing that's going to be kind of cool is when I build up here, I have some ideas of what is going to happen up here. The roof may actually come up a little bit and have another extra little bit of interest here. So that's going to be cool. So for now, I think I'm going to leave the roof and make some updates to this farm. And the farm updates are complete. So I still have wheat down here. I decided to go ahead and leave that. Up here, I had a couple of sections that were potatoes and carrots. Yeah, those are all gone. It's all melons now. I also went through and put in some frog lights in here. And those frog lights, basically, well, they give light. That's why they're there. The frog lights are there to ensure that I have enough light to let these plants grow even at nighttime, which was not the way I had this set up before. I've also put in some orange glass here so that you can look up and see the tower. I tried replacing these trapdoors here with the glass, but the towers just looked really stupid when I did that. It looked like there was a break in the tower. So, yep. Now, unfortunately, that means I've got this little loopy thing I can fall in and out of, which, you know, isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just a little bit awkward, but, you know, I'm down with that. With the farm done, it's time to turn my attention to the front door. And I'm starting here on the inside. I've got some oak planks laid out. I've started doing a little bit of design here. Honestly, I have no idea what I want the inside to look like. This is going to have to get covered up. So all of that's just going to be a little bit funky. It's going to take a little extra time to do. But I also decided to do a little bit of work out here, because what's a front door if it doesn't go out somewhere? Then it's just a hole in the wall. It's a window at that point. Yeah, so what I've got here is I just put a little arch. I think I'm going to do some work, bring some more of the polished deep slate across the top here. That's going to look pretty cool. And then this is just a combination of regular deep slate and some tiled deep slate. So here's the thing. As I built this up, it was sitting a little bit over this hill. And I thought, well, let me dig out a little bit, see what's there. And I ended up digging out a lot. And now I have a second front door because, hey, who doesn't love second front doors, right? They are awesome and amazing, and I probably should do something about the grass here, but that's all right for now. But you come in here to this little antechamber, but you can meander in through here. And look, here's the elevator back to the ground floor. And the staircase of doom here. If you're not paying attention, you're just gonna la-di-da-di-da, look at me, I'm happy. Oh, stairs. Yep. That's gonna be me. Believe me, I'm gonna fall down this a lot. So these stairs are probably going to have to move. I don't know where they're gonna go, but they are probably not going to stay here. One of the things I'm gonna have to do out here, aside from, you know, make the house less boring, is I need to do some landscaping. And I was looking at this little bit of hill here. It just needs to go, right? It's sticking out here. It's in the way. It's just, it wasn't looking great. So I think this is going to go. I need to do a little bit of something else here. But whatever this hill is, it needs to not be a hill here. Right? I could do a little bit of something, bring a little bit more of, I don't know, maybe put up a retaining wall, build a little bit more of just, hey, look, there be building here. I don't know, something like that. Oh, yeah. The trap door to my bunker down here with the ironworks, or at least where eventually there will be ironworks. So, yeah, this whole area, it just needs some help. I have no idea what sort of form that help is going to come in, but it needs a little something. I think at the very least, I'm just going to come in here and flatten it. Okay, my trap door there is going to be a little bit of a problem, but No, that's fine. It's fine. No one will notice. It'll be great. Here, I'll hide it so nobody can tell. Right? Those torches totally distract from the hole in the floor. That's just all right. Yeah, that's gonna need some work. Well, the hill is gone. Hill is gone. I extended this little stretch of wall. There's nothing behind it. It's just dead space at the moment. Up top here, I've just put in some grass. I'll probably come in and turn this into a garden of some sort. I don't know quite how I want that to look, but that seems reasonable. Actually, I might even get in there with some moss because the moss will stay that deep green even though that's a savanna up there. So that could be really cool. I also took this little bit of water that was here and cut out and connected to a little pond that was right here. So now I have this cool little water feature. I think a bridge of some sort would be kind of cool coming out over this. But I think that's going to depend a little bit on how I build up this area around the tree factory. So for now, it's just going to be annoying is what it's going to be. But, or at least it would be if I didn't have rockets to jump over it all the time. But I think this is giving this area really nice shape. And as I figure out what's happening with this, with the factory and how I want the walls here to sort of get shaped up out, you know, go around these trees, I think this will be a nice little place to build almost like a little park, right? Well, that's not where that's going to go at all. But yeah, a nice little park area that it's like, okay, I've got all of this stuff. I've got these factories. I've got all of this industry and maybe a little bit of something here that's a little more green and growing could be really, really cool. And looking at the base now from up here on top of the one of the trees in my tree factory, I like what this is doing. The base as it was definitely a little bit square, which is fine. I'm going for something a little bit more modern, but it was really flat. So this is going to add a little bit of depth, especially if I build out, you know, some bushes or some other stuff coming through here, which would be really cool. The other fun bit is I'm thinking after having seen that, I am going to extend that section of wall. Basically, I want to build it out this way as well. And you can see I've got a little bit of pseudo landscaping. Just let's throw some stuff so it doesn't look quite so stupid and flat. As this comes across, though, it's going to sort of level out, right? Because the level of the ground here, that's pretty much what this is right here. You know, ultimately, that part's not going to be that much higher off the ground, but having that whole balcony section come out, you know, that could look really cool with a nice fence around it, almost like a garden porch. It's not just a patio, not just a porch, but it's a garden. And I think that's going to be a really, really cool look if I do that right. And trees and natural stuff are definitely not my forte. I mean, seriously, what is? But I think all of that's going to look really cool if I can get it all built out right. You know, it's going to be fun. It'll be something to play with a little bit and just see what I can do with it. That's all the time I've got for today. This has been kind of fun, trying to figure out, hey, how do I make this building look good? And it, despite the fact it's so large, yeah, this is going to be fun getting all of this sorted out. And bringing the windmill, having it stick out the front like that, just adds this nice little bit of movement. It helps the base feel a little bit more alive, which is, honestly, it's really cool. So if you like it, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel to see more. And until next time, be excellent to each other. And this is Music Free Gaming signing off.